I'm in the future, Rowan. I'm in
You're
the
in the
future.
future. You wrote a poem with me from the future.
This is revolutionary.
You saw it here first, folks. Time travel is possible, and we just did it.
And it is because of poetry. The second the sun starts to set, the air gets colder. The earth prepares for night. The moon, who has watched all day long, prepares to rise and rule through the darkest hours of the day. I'm scared to know you in the moonlight, in the woods. Witchery by day is for the hopeful, the naive. I've seen the moon all day. I've seen it despite the sun, and yet still it will rise and rule. I wouldn't be scared if the sun were out, I wouldn't. The moon is right there, no secret we don't share. If the sun were out, you would be glistening. I wouldn't need a light, but if the sun is out, I wouldn't need a light. Anyway, it's swelling inside me, a storm in another language, but don't ask me to translate. There is no relation, no honest translation, just water. So much water in rivers that send shivers, my spine rooted down in the ground, can't move, rather stay drifting. Catch me if you can. I'm driving the speed limit down a dirt road that everyone has been on, and you round a bend and hallucinate your ex and think about murder and cry to a sad song and drive too fast. Slow down. I should slow down. There could be a baby deer. I'd say I think of her when I think about baby deer, or maybe does, more like an elegant long doe. A dying world for her playground, but all she sees is every flower that has ever bloomed. I watched her prance in the green meadows. She saw me as a pony of a squirrel. No prancing belonged in my squirrel body. Her prance was a delicate prance, but I joined for a dance, smoked grass for a trance, and we watered our plants, our hearts. And in spring do we blossom, and winter is harder. Plants don't like to grow in the snow. I'd say she's sitting by the fire, mimicking its desire, declaring radiance for things that burn. Learning a fireplace won't burn down a house, a candle won't burn down a house, but they'll surely make a room much brighter, because everyone loves danger in a container. You wander past the shore, past the seashells I put in my pocket, past the wall of waves catapulting you away from me. If the moon controls the tides, what does that mean then? But you've been breaking my walls for a long time, so it's easy for you. You just shouldn't have to do it. I should be more in control of my emotions. I am working on it. So I can watch as you wander to my arms, and I will never hold something warmer. If we dive down deeper, you'll see I've written you a note on the bottom of the sea. Perhaps you'd like to look precisely at the part where I whisper in your ear a siren song. My objective now is to keep you in the sea with me. You know you'd make a hot mermaid. Man, I'm running from everything right now. It is everything I am running from, and that's so general, and I should be more specific, but like my foot on the earth makes me feel better. My heart beating for something triumphant. My lungs needing air, air perfect for my lungs. Perfect pictures passing exactly perfect for a second. So short you can't be sure it happened. And I like that, because it's like getting the high without living the come down. That's specific enough, right? I'm just viciously upset I can't fly to the starlit sky. I have heard from a divorced wives' tale that darkness, cloaked in lightness, cloaked in gold, is still darkness, cloaked in lightness, cloaked in gold, is still darkness, cloaked in lightness, cloaked in gold, is still. And that's the end.
We'll keep the and that's the end part in too. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here, and I really hope you enjoyed that poem by the wonderful Andrea Lowry. And as a special surprise to all of you, I have Andrea here with me today. So, Andrea, I think it's time for us to take our first sip of coffee.
Oh my God, thank God.
It's later for you. It's like 9 something, so you've been waiting longer than I have.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. First sip.
Here we go. Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm. And Andrea can attest, because this is the first time I've had someone else here with me, but I really don't drink coffee before these videos. Like, you had to sit there while I made the coffee, yeah? Like, you can prove it to them?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
100%. And I didn't know. I didn't doubt you, Rowan, but I wondered.
Yeah, you know. All right. So thank you so much for being here, Andrea. It's been a pleasure to talk to you this morning, as always. I would love for you to just kind of introduce yourself and talk about what it is you do and who you are in relation to me and how we know each other and all that jazz.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, Rowan. I this is starting my day off with just so much light and yeah, okay. So Rowan, I met Rowan yeah, it's going on 4 years ago now. We I met Rowan in this black box theater, Raisbeck Theater. And Rowan, you had a ponytail then, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, it was before I cut
Some
my hair. Yeah.
some sort of, yeah, yeah,
Some
yeah. And
it was like an undercut and then it was long on top. Yeah, instead of long
yeah,
all the way around.
the undercut. Oh, I remember. I thought Rowan was so cute. You had a beanie on, and you just had this like mysterious aura about you. Okay, I don't know if this is what you wanted.
It's called being far too nervous and trying to seem aloof and not concerned when I was dying on the inside.
But see, that's just not even how it came off, is what I want to tell you.
Well, thank you.
But yeah, and then I didn't realize that you were a literal lion of a powerhouse of a human.
A triple
And
Leo of a human.
I know that terrified my Taurus, Pisces, Capricorn energy over here. But no, I've gotten to learn from it. And yeah, we've been in many a section together and cohort together and gotten to make a lot of cool art together. So
Yeah. So Andrea and I know each other from Cornish College of the Arts, where we're both in the acting original works track there, about to graduate this year, which is very exciting. Um, what is kind of like, since we're talking about your poetry today and not your acting, I'd love to hear a little bit about like when you started writing poetry and like where that comes from for you and what it does like for you in your artistic process and as catharsis, like whatever that is for you. I'd love for you to talk a little bit about that.
yeah, poetry was kind of my one of my first poetry and writing was kind of my first like artistic endeavor, but in a way that was just for me, was just kind of purely for not therapy, but it was just like there were things inside of me that I needed to get out, and then that was the way that they came out. Like I would try and journal in sort of a normal voice, but that didn't do it for me. And I felt like I struggled to communicate to the people around me, so then that's when I turned to my writing and imagery and metaphors. That's just how I understand life. That's how I am able to communicate and make sense of the beautiful things and of the horrible things that happen. So it sort of became my escape, my safe place. Yeah, even before I got into acting.
That's so crazy to hear because I think that really lends itself to acting as like an art form, like being able to think in abstracts, especially for non-realistic acting. It's definitely
Right.
super valuable. So that's a skill. It's really cool that you were developing that skill so long before you got
And
into
out
those
of
kinds
a
of concepts.
need, right? Like, because
Yeah,
sometimes in acting, sometimes I feel like I can struggle because I get pretty analytical and up in my head. But with this, it just like comes from somewhere deep inside me in a place that feels really just like innate and natural, which is really fun to have something like that.
yeah, and I'm sure everybody out there will agree too, having heard your piece this morning. But it's just so evident in your piece because I feel like I've dabbled in writing poetry and I've done nothing amazing with it, but I always get over analytical trying to come up with metaphors, and it's like that's just not even the point. And when you hear your writing, they flow together, and the imagery is so like disconnected but connected it's clear that it comes from a really deep place. And I think that's something that's really beautiful about your poetic work as well as your acting.
Thank you, thank you. And it took me a long time to get used to that discord and stuff, but I feel like right, the way that we think and the way that the world exists is in discord. So right,
Yeah,
embracing has really freed me into making metaphors that feel even more meaningful.
that's awesome. Awesome. Well, I guess last but not least, is there anything you want to say to everybody out there about your work, about anything that's going on right now, or anything you want to plug, any social media they should know about? I can throw links in the description so people can find you, follow you, and keep up with what you do in your career.
Um, well, I'm in the works right now. I feel like to be perfectly honest, have like struggled with social media and like my relationship to social media, and I'm in a process of like rebuilding that and like reestablishing like healthy boundaries and relationships with that. So like, but my Facebook right now, I'm just Andrea Lowry on there is where I've been like plugging recent projects. And I was recently I really want to plug this, an awesome production by a wonderful, new, passionate, strong woman, Catherine Janna, manic pixie middle-aged man. Rowan was in it
I was in it
too.
too. I was the middle-aged man.
Man.
And yeah, I'll link Catherine Janna's Patreon because the show has already happened, the live stream of it. But you can pay, I think, $1 to view it now. So if you are interested in seeing that, it's a really great piece of new theater. I definitely recommend it and recommend supporting Catherine.
And it was something, I'm sure, Rowan, you agree too, but just in this Zoom world, I feel like it was something that brought me a lot of joy, brought me a lot of community, and brought me, yeah, just so much joy getting to share these words in such a creative way to so many people. I mean, these Zooms had like 50 people on them from all over the country, which is
Yeah.
important to me being in Kentucky over here.
I mean, that's a small community theater. That's an audience, like it felt crazy to be on Zoom, like we're recording this now on Zoom, but to have 50 people there watching us perform something, just, yeah, it was really, really cool. And I'm glad that theater is still happening in some way, shape, or form, even if it's all
Totally.
virtual.
Totally.
Yeah, I
And
haven't
like,
talked a lot about theater on this channel, so it's kind of fun to get into that.
but yeah, I think that's kind of, I'm working on a website. It's really coming together. So I'm excited to publish that.
Great. Yeah, once you get that published, even if it comes out after this video, send me the link and I can update the description and I'll throw your website in there too.
That's awesome, Rowan. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you all. Thank you, Rowan, seriously so much for having me. Like, I've never had a platform to share something that like feels like a piece of my heart with people. So I'm really grateful for this.
Of course, yeah. And if you guys remember last Friday's video, that's what this is all about. It's about giving other artists a platform and allowing for community growth across the board. So please do check out Andrea's Facebook and that website when it's published. She does amazing work and definitely deserves your support and your feedback and your interaction because we desperately need it in these COVID times. We need as much interaction as artists as we can get. So that's what this is all about. And thank you, Andrea, so much for being brave enough to come on and share your work with us.
Thank you. Thanks for getting my butt out of bed.
It's a task. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've done the little interview section, we had talked in abstract about trying to write something together. Do you have any ideas what that's gonna look like? I don't know. Like, should we do it separately and share after? Should we try to like, I don't know, do every other word? Like,
I don't know. I was thinking about this too. Like, I'm pretty open. I think it could work either way. Maybe. I don't know.
let's choose. Okay, let's choose a subject.
Okay.
And then like let's write like a okay. Here's what we'll do.
Okay.
Choose a subject. We'll write like 4 stanzas, like
Great.
short little stanzas. You write the first one. I'll write the second one. You write the third one. I'll write the fourth one. But we'll write them independently.
Okay.
Like we'll turn our audio off and we'll just both write them.
Okay.
And then we'll read them.
Okay.
Okay, you're the guest. I hate to put you on the spot, but what do you want to write about? What should we write about?
All right, let me grab my notebook here.
Do it.
Okay, let's. Okay, so I'm thinking things about like childhood bedroom.
Yeah.
Or memories.
I like the childhood bedroom thing. That's like really clear connective imagery, and I feel like putting the two of ours together will be really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. We have 30 minutes on the clock. If we finish before that, put like a thumbs up on your Zoom screen, and
Great.
Then we will come back together and we'll share this thing.
Great. Okay.
All right. See you in a sec.
Okay.
So you're doing 1 and 3. I'm doing 2 and 4. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think we should just go for it.
Yes. Let's go for it. Okay. Okay.
Go before you're ready.
I didn't know what constituted a stanza, so I'll just read what I've.
I don't think anybody really does. Just
Fine.
read a section. I'll read a section. You read a section.
Okay. Here we go. All right. I'd cry today, but my walls are yellow. They've covered the sticky jello I threw after I met you years ago. Let you under my covers. The walls were purple then, like a bruise. Did we use each other for so long the walls stopped witnessing? Christening our play pretend wedding. The bedding was childish. Who gets married to a bunny baby blanket?
Blue bunk bed, my little sister sleeping wrapped in love, small and delicate like an eggshell, more grounded than a cedar mother. Valley sunlight pierces me, wakes me to a new day. I'm safe between her evergreen arms.
The skeletons in my top drawer don't frighten me anymore. They enlighten me, furthermore remind me bones connect us, direct us to the pinky toe, a private show for 4 walls and a stuffed teddy bear.
Blue turns to brown, deep earth, alone and alive in the care of confidence. Boxes fill my mind, filled with object permanence. The bones are new, but not the contents. Why did we wrote colors and we wrote bones, Andrea?
Rowan.
Andrea, we wrote colors and we wrote bones.
Blue to brown, yellow to purple.
This is like an actual unified poem. This is what happens when this works. What you don't see is the 4 years that led to the moment of us being able to just like psychically read each other's thoughts.
Literally, and like breathe and breathe. I would like look at the screen and just like breathe.
Same. I was like, wait, as if we were like doing a Sheila exercise.
Yeah. Sheila Daniels, we love you.
If you're watching, Sheila Daniels, we love you. Andrea, that was amazing. That made my heart so warm that we just made that together.
It's so great to know we can like still make art in this freaking time.
And you're 3 hours ahead of me.
No, I'm in the future, Rowan.
You're in the future. You wrote a poem with me from the future.
This is revolutionary.
You saw it here first, folks. Time travel is possible, and we just did it.
And it is because of poetry.
It's because of poetry. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a better note to leave it on, honestly. Like, that was wonderful, and I can't wait for people to see this. All right, well, once more, this has been the illustrious Andrea Lowry, poet and actress to the stars. All of her information will be in the description down below, along with all of the words to both poems that you heard today. I'll make sure to paste those in there. I'm also linking Catherine Janna's Patreon in case you want to check out that play that we talked about. And I'll be linking my own information. I'll have my Facebook and Instagram as always. My new Patreon page should be up there as well. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell if you want notifications every time I post a new video.
You do.
Andrea.
You want them so bad.
And Andrea, until next time.
Until next time. Enjoy your coffee.
I will.